We have long been committed to strengthening gun control in this country, including banning military-style assault weapons. There is no need in Canada for guns designed to kill the largest amount of people in the shortest amount of time.
And just like that, Justin Trudeau is banning guns and making us all safer. There's safety, there's security throughout the land. The Prime Minister has told us so. If you haven't heard the news yet, it was leaked out to Radio-Canada, the French arm of CBC, a good Liberal-friendly place for Trudeau to plant the news that gun control is on its way. Not through any normal means. They're not going to introduce a bill. They're not going to have a debate in Parliament. They're not going to have votes. No, there's just going to be an order in Council, basically a cabinet decree that a certain number of rifles are banned in Canada, and therefore they will be made illegal. People that are current licensed legal gun owners will have to turn them in. Now, at his news conference on Thursday, the Prime Minister tried to make it sound like this was all about gun safety. In fact, he said he wants fewer guns to keep Canadians safe, except here is the problem. Whether we're talking about the tragedy that just recently happened in Nova Scotia, or we're talking about the gun crime that plagues city streets right across the country, the problem is not the rifles that Trudeau is going to ban. This is theater to try and make you think that something has been done, to make you feel as if the government is acting, and yet their actions will have no impact at all. There are about 83,000 AR-15s across the country. They've been legal in this country for decades, and yet there's no history of gun violence. Forget what you hear in the United States. In Canada, there's no history of violent crime being committed with an AR-15 in Canada. Doesn't exist. Yet that's the number one gun that they want to ban, to make you feel safe. To make you feel safe from the gangs that are using illegal smuggled guns to shoot up the streets, or the illegal guns that were used by the man behind the massacre in Nova Scotia. This is, as I called it, theater to make you feel safe, and yet it will do nothing. But it will cost you a pretty penny. The government had estimated it would be about $600 million for this operation to go through, to buy back the guns that they are effectively confiscating off of their current legal rightful owners. $600 million, you know that will hit more than $1 billion. And yet, do you know what they're spending to fight back against gun crime, gun smuggling at the border? $86 million over 5 years. The number one source of crime guns in Canada gets $86 million over 4 years. And yet Trudeau is going to spend $600 million to buy back guns that aren't part of the crime problem. It doesn't make sense unless you know that he's using a current crisis with COVID-19 and your tax dollars to push his own political agenda. But mark my words, it will not improve the safety on our streets.